Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm coming at you today looking like the ugliest potato. I'm so sorry. It's right now it's Friday. I was supposed to have my video up at 9:30, but last night I got super sick, so I'm so sorry. But yeah, I had a fever, so I think it might have been because I started Accutane. I'm gonna be posting a Accutane vlog at the end of this month, I think. So look forward to that. And yeah, so I just did not feel like getting ready, so I'm looking like a potato, but that's okay because today we are doing the ultimate K-beauty shopping guide. So I am an accounting student. I am very what's that word? I'm very cost sensitive. I love a good deal. I love spending my money very efficiently. So I wanted to share with you guys how to shop for K-beauty in a very efficient manner. So this is part one of my two-part series. The first part, I'm going to be covering all the different types of online websites that you can purchase K-beauty from. And then in the second part, I'm gonna have like my general tips when you're shopping for K-beauty and being a good consumer in general, and also like the best resources that you could use when you're shopping for certain products. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the major retailers for K-beauty. So there are many. I'm gonna go over the main ones I've used before and some I haven't really used because I know that those options are there. I just don't usually use them. So the first part of this video, I'm going to be covering large e-tailers. So that would include YESSTYLE, Amazon, and eBay. Next part I'm going to cover is the wholesale sites that you could use to purchase K-beauty, and then lastly I'm going to talk about the US based websites that you could get your K-beauty from. So there are definitely pros and cons to every single kind of site out there. By the way, there are going to be timestamps in the description box down below and also in the comments so that you guys can skip to whatever information is pertinent to you as the consumer. Right, so let's just get right into it. I'm gonna be screen recording so you guys don't have to see as much of this ugly as possible. Thank you. Alright, so first part, we're gonna talk about YESSTYLE. I feel like YESSTYLE is one of the most popular websites that people use. However, my personal opinion of YESSTYLE is that they mark up the prices a lot and they will constantly say like, oh, up to 60% off. They'll have constant sales, which aren't really sales because that's just the true price of the product. But they like to change the perception of the consumer to make it seem like, oh yeah, we're the place where you can get the cheapest products. So the benefits of YESSTYLE is that the shipping is relatively low at $35, and there is a wide variety. So if we go into beauty and if we go into makeup and cosmetics, I feel like that's the most popular part of YESSTYLE, you get this, and there's a really wide variety. They carry a lot of different products, and you could be glad that everything that YESSTYLE carries is authentic because it is an authentic retailer. The reason why I personally do not like YESSTYLE is, one, it's a little bit more expensive than other places, and two, the shipping takes really long. Now, if you do the standard shipping at $35, shipping will sometimes last up to a month. So definitely keep that in mind. Personally, if the prices were low enough, I would be willing to wait that month, but YESSTYLE isn't the cheapest place that you could get it. So I personally do not like using YESSTYLE anymore. I did use it a lot when I was younger, but I've kind of grown out of it because I've learned how to shop more efficiently. But YESSTYLE is definitely there for anyone who's a beginner. I really like their website because it's easy to navigate. And yeah, you could also, there's a lot of filters that you could use. You could also search for the product and you can sign in, and it's also secure. So it's a good website. And YESSTYLE is usually really good about new products and releases. They have like a just arrived section, and the just arrived section is usually really good at the new releases. I feel like I've seen these. Where is... Oh, the art class Nuage lip from Too Cool for School. This is actually really new. I was interested in buying this, but $15 is a little bit too much. I'm too poor for that. Yeah, so this is YESSTYLE. The thing is also with YESSTYLE, it's going to have a wide variety of brands, but they won't have more of the smaller brands. Most of the times they'll have Etude House, COSRX, Innisfree, Misha, all of the big brands, but they won't have much of the smaller ones like 23 years old. They just started offering 23 years old, which is like it's a pretty old brand, so you know, definitely keep that in mind. If you want more of the niche products like in the K-beauty thing, if it isn't just like the most popular bestsellers, you should look elsewhere. Right, so that's YESSTYLE. I hope that was informative. I hope that gave you a general idea of the website. So next up, we're going to be looking at Amazon. Now, Amazon is a really, really good website if you have Prime, for one thing, because shipping is really fast and shipping is free. So the thing with Amazon is it has a problem with authenticity. This is a problem eBay has as well. It's it's really, really easy to get fake items, and you just can't check for the to see if the product is actually real before you purchase it, unless you like look at the reviews. And with that, you kind of have this struggle of figuring out like, okay, is the reviewer right or is the seller right when it comes to like how authentic the product is, because sometimes it could just be repackaging, and most sellers will obviously just maintain the posting but then update the description to say like, oh, this is the new packaging, stuff like that, right? I'm gonna look up the COSRX Ultimate Nourishing Rice Overnight Mask, and as you can see, it's actually really affordable here at $11 with Prime. What Amazon is good for, in my opinion, is any of the very holy grail kind of products, if you guys know what I mean. It's like the products that are super popular and a lot of people will have a high demand for it. That means that the sellers are a little bit more reputable when they're selling their products on Amazon, because if a lot of people buy this product and it turns out it's fake, obviously the seller is going to get a lot of bad reviews. That's not good. So like stuff like the Haralabo Gokujin, which isn't really K-beauty but is Japanese beauty, I still think is a good product. COSRX, any of their products that are like really popular, like the 96 Snail Essence Mucin, will usually have the authentic products and will also be the lowest price possible. The thing with Amazon is it's not going to have a lot of the more niche products. Like if you want to get more specific into K-beauty and into more like products that aren't as popular to the general population, the prices are going to get higher. There's not going to be Prime. It's going to get a lot more expensive on Amazon. All right, so that's my general overview of Amazon. Let's move on to eBay, and eBay is going to be the last of the large e-tailers. Oh, Ebates. Oh, by the way, good tip if you guys want to save money with these large e-tailers, Ebates is really good at helping you save money. All right, so eBay also has the problem, as I mentioned before, with Amazon, where there's problem with authenticity. The thing with eBay is it's a lot more transparent with the seller reviews than Amazon, in my opinion, because the seller reviews are automatically listed at the bottom of the listing. And for me, I purchased a few things from eBay. I didn't really have a problem, and the shipping was usually 1 to 2 weeks, not 1 to 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks for the product to get to me, which honestly I don't really mind because most of my orders were always like pretty small. And one thing I like about eBay, which is like similar to all of these large e-tailers, is that you could get a lot of different brands products. It's not just like a singular brand's products. There's most of the time it's free shipping on the products, but this is a tip for you guys. From what I've learned of economics and business in general, one thing that you as a consumer should keep in mind is that shipping is always built into the price of a product. So even with Amazon, it's like they distribute the price of the shipping overall. So that's easier for Amazon large e-tailers like that. But for places that say, oh, we have free shipping, most of the times they've already added the price of shipping into the product itself. So keep that in mind. It's not necessarily a bad thing when they say that there's free shipping on all products, because that just means, oh, they've done the math for you. but sometimes it is more expensive. Now, what I love about eBay is that there's a lot of listings, so that means there's a lot of sellers, and usually you can get the lowest price really easily. And also, when products sell out, which this was a big thing. The reason why I ordered this product from eBay was because on YESSTYLE, this sold out. On Amazon, this sold out. And it was always a specific color. Now, the color that I wanted was the Mamond Creamy Tint Color Balm Intense in shade number 23, which is Brick Rose. And the reason why it sold out was because there was one video by Pony on YouTube that featured this product, and it almost immediately sold out in all of the major outlets. But eBay had a few products lying around, so that's why I like eBay. So for products that you know that are going to sell out super quickly, usually there will almost always be a listing on eBay for a relatively affordable price. That was an overview of all the major e-tailers that you could purchase K-beauty from. Now we're gonna move on to the small wholesale websites. So these are the small wholesale websites that I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over SWEETCOREA, ROSEROSESHOP, and JOLSE. JOLSE? I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. It's like JOLSE, Pulse, JOLSE. I don't know. I'm gonna go over SWEETCOREA first because I actually really love SWEETCOREA because it is the cheapest. And me, cost sensitive. I love cheap things. The thing with SWEETCOREA is you will have to calculate shipping on your own. So what I have here in the next tab is a SWEETCOREA shipping distribution cost. This is a Google sheet that I drew up for my most recent purchase, and I actually purchased it with two of my friends so that because we had all our products together, we got the most efficient use of shipping costs. So I'm going to be linking down below a revised version of this where you could easily just like plug in all of your numbers and you'll be able to calculate exactly how much a product is going to cost. Obviously, you're going to need to know how to use Excel at least a little bit. Excel is actually really easy to learn. If you look over here, this is the Dr. Jart Repair Cica Balm. Not Cica Balm, it's the overnight sleeping mask. So I wanted to purchase that, right? And if you look on the SWEETCOREA website itself, you'll see that, I forgot to search Dr. Jart Cica. This, right? It's $23.57. However, this is the price before shipping. Now, they tell you exactly how much this product is going to weigh in your final shipment, so you could calculate on your own how much the individual price of the item is. So after shipping, after calculating this with consideration of the entire shipping order, the total item cost came out to be $28. About $28, which is really good because at Sephora it's $48, which doesn't even make the shipping minimum for Sephora. So yeah, bonkers. I know this. I'm gonna mention this later, but like the markup on K-beauty in Sephora websites is ridiculous. Sometimes it's not as obvious because things like Laneige you could usually find for around the same price from other places, but some of the more niche products are freakishly, like, expensive for what they are. Anyway, back to the topic. There are definitely some drawbacks to SWEETCOREA other than, like, calculating for shipping. It's also that the website itself is really old and not that great. If you go to, like, say, Mass Sheets, right? You can only sort by name, price, rating, and model. You can't filter anything, so you don't really know how to get more specific products. And when it does like the rating thing, because not a lot of people use this website, there's not going to be a lot of reviews of this. The rating option just doesn't make sense. That's what I wanted to show you guys. I still love SWEETCOREA because it has a really wide variety of products that you could purchase, and it has very like more niche or like smaller brands available, and they're relatively interesting. Like Foreign Coast, you don't really see this in other places. Their Huxley prices are still expensive. Keep in mind that some products on SWEETCOREA isn't the cheapest, so you have to calculate that and then compare it to other e-tailers if you do want to be the most cost efficient as you can. And there's also the sample shop, which is really good. Definitely keep in mind that every single order that you make must be under 2 kg if you want to have the cheapest shipping option. I would recommend not buying any sheet masks from SWEETCOREA. Oh, I totally forgot to mention, but the best place to find sheet masks is Amazon. Amazon will have the cheapest, most mainstream sheet masks for the price. So like for me, I really love Mediheal sheet masks, even though they do contain alcohol. It's kind of, you know. Mediheal has really good sheet masks overall, and like they have $10 packs of 10. I don't really like the Vital Light Beam line. I like their, where is it? Their PDF AC dressing. This is $13. On SWEETCOREA, when I first ordered, I was dumb. I forgot to check Amazon with all of my product prices, and mine ended up to be $15. Sad times. You could also purchase samples on SWEETCOREA, which is really helpful, especially if it's like a very expensive product at first, because what I used before was the Dr. Jart Repair. They had a sample available. It was sold out, but it ended up to be like $2.50 after shipping, and it basically just gave me 5 packets of the overnight mask. It really helped that I could check out the product first before I used it, and it was for a relatively affordable price point. So that's SWEETCOREA. Definitely keep in mind that it's not secure. So if you're someone who is very worried about your private information, I would recommend shopping elsewhere. But they have a secure shopping process, which is where you could just use PayPal. Try to provide as little information as you can when you're creating an account, because you don't want someone to hack this website and then steal your information. Smart things with Joanne. Next website we're going to be talking about is ROSEROSESHOP. I'm not going to talk about ROSEROSESHOP all that much. Because it's actually really similar to SWEETCOREA in that shipping is not built into the price, so you have to calculate shipping by yourself, and it's by weight. But ROSEROSESHOP is good because they offer I think a $2 discount for if you sign up. I personally don't prefer ROSEROSESHOP because their prices are actually a little bit higher than SWEETCOREA, unless you go like wholesale, but not a lot of people go wholesale if you're like a singular consumer and not buying with your friends. But yeah, it's really similar to SWEETCOREA, but it is nice that it is a secure website because ROSEROSESHOP has actually been around for longer than SWEETCOREA. And they also have a lot more niche products, so sometimes some products won't be available on SWEETCOREA, but it will be available on ROSEROSESHOP. The next website that we're going to be talking about is JOLSE. Now, I've ordered from JOLSE about 2 times. I really like JOLSE actually because they have really good samples that I actually would use. So every single order that you make, JOLSE will give you like a pack of oil blotting sheets that's like JOLSE brand, and then they'll also give you like a few other like skincare samples, which I really like. I've used them and it's made me want to buy the things, so you know that those are good samples. SWEETCOREA, ROSEROSESHOP don't really have as many free samples, but that's because their prices are already so low, it doesn't make sense for them to offer free samples. Reason why I like JOLSE is because you can get $3 credit when you sign up, and also every single purchase that you make, you'll earn rewards on them, and they're like actually decent rewards. So yeah. The thing with JOLSE is they build the shipping price into their product price, but it's actually really cheap sometimes. JOLSE actually goes on sale pretty frequently, so when I purchased this, it was at $20, but a few weeks ago, I saw that it was at $18. Try to keep things in your cart and then track the price of products so that you know like relatively how low the price can get before you purchase something. That's my ultimate review. That is it for the overview of the wholesalers, and now we're gonna move on to the US-based stores. So the US-based stores that I'm gonna be talking about is Sephora, ULTA, SOKOGLAM, and Etude House. Now, I haven't personally used Etude House and SOKOGLAM, and I haven't used ULTA for K-Beauty, and I'm gonna explain to you exactly why. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm a VIB at Sephora. I spend too much money, but I've learned from my mistake, and I'm hopefully not gonna be another VIB. I mean, there's a lot in my basket right now that I'm like looking at, and I'm like, do I want it? But in the meantime, I'm gonna talk about the K-beauty products. I'm gonna search for Korean beauty. Sephora actually carries several Korean beauty brands here. So they have the Sun and Park Beauty Water. They have the Amore Pacific 12 Days of Essential Beauty. They have Dr. Jart. They have Belief. They have all of these brands. That's expensive because if you look at the Sun and Park Beauty Water, it's $30, which you might be thinking, oh, that's okay, I guess, like for the Sun and Park Beauty Water. But if you go on JOLSE and if you search in the Sun and Park Beauty Water, here we have the Sun and Park Beauty Water, 340 mils, which is the same as Sephora, and it's $24.99, and that's after shipping is already included into the price of this product, right? So if you go, and recently, I'm pretty sure when I last checked, like before, it was like at $21 or $22. Now looking at this $30, you're like, oh, you're spending a lot of money for this, you know? Also, if you don't have Sephora Flash, which is like free 2-day shipping, except you're actually paying $15 for that shipping, then you're gonna be spending $5 more for shipping. That's expensive. I don't want to spend that money. So yeah, no, don't buy Korean things from Sephora. Well, the good thing about Sephora is that all the products are authentic. All the products on these wholesale websites are also authentic. So it's definitely how much you care about prices and how much you care about getting the products. Oh, I forgot to mention, but like all of these wholesale websites will usually take 2 to 3 weeks for the product to get to you. This is based on, I live in the US, so keep that in mind. But Sephora, any of the US based things, they're usually going to take 3 to 5 days. So if you need the product right away, first, think about if you really need it, and or if it's just consumer hype that's making you, want that product so badly. You could actually just go into the store and get it the day of if you really, really want a product. Also, searching for the products is so much easier than any of the wholesale websites. I really like their online setup because you could filter, you could also sort, and yeah, and it's secure. So, good website, Sephora. Thanks for making me spend my money. Next up, we're gonna go to Ulta. And Ulta actually does offer a few Korean beauty things. I don't really buy from Ulta. I know the reward system from Ulta is better than Sephora, but I don't know what's stopping me from just going to Ulta, but there's a lot of exclusive brands at Sephora that make me not want to quit. Here we go. We have Maman here, which is actually really rare. They have Peach and Lily. Peach and Lily, by the way, is super overpriced. I don't know. I think unpopular opinion, super overpriced, man. They have COSRX, which, wait, this is actually really expensive for the 96 mucin, but regardless, shipping is at $50. I feel like it's not really worth it to shop from Ulta if you're looking for K-beauty. You could just look for it at the wholesale places or even Sephora. Like, I prefer Sephora over Ulta. Now, next is SOKOGLAM. Now, the reason why SOKOGLAM is relatively popular is because it's, for one thing, free shipping over $35, which is a lower bracket than the $50 from Sephora and Ulta. The website's designed really well and it's secure. And the owner of SOKOGLAM curates all of these products. So that means they've tried a lot of products and then they offer a lot of different things. So it's kind of like a mix between a blog and a online retailers. So if you want some tips when you're also purchasing these things, maybe try out SOKOGLAM. I haven't personally used SOKOGLAM because I feel like my style as a consumer is I like to research all of my products first, look for the most cost-efficient place to purchase the product, and then use it. I don't really care about people like telling me which, I don't like when brands tell me what to do, I guess. I'm a rebel that way. But if you're someone who doesn't have the time to research about these products, because I know a lot of people don't have time, SOKOGLAM is a good place because they basically pick the good products for you and you could try it out at your own pace. Keep that in mind. I haven't purchased from SOKOGLAM personally, so I'm sorry if I can't offer anything more on that. I know my friends have used SOKOGLAM before and they like it. Last but not least, we're gonna start talking about the brand sites that are US based. So we have the Etude House brand site. I haven't ordered from Etude House. It's not really on brand for me personally because I prefer things that are more chic, less cute, I guess. I mean, the website is secure, but shipping is $70. Like the shipping minimum is $70. That's really high, especially if you could get it in SWEETCOREA as well, because SWEETCOREA also offers Etude House items. With SWEETCOREA, it's not always going to have the product that you want right away when the product releases, but with Etude House, if you want something specifically from Etude House right away, they're probably gonna have it released on their website, you know? Yeah, that's my review of Etude House. It's not my cup of tea. I personally would not recommend if you wanted Etude House because I prefer buying a lot of brands at one time versus buying from a lot of different brands and having to meet the minimum for all of these brands. If you have a lot of friends that like K-beauty as well, maybe that's an option for you. Oh, so my bun has ultimately given up on me, just like my health has given up on me. But that is my general overview of all of these different places where you could purchase any K-beauty. But if you have recommendations yourself, definitely let me know, and also all of the other viewers know down below in the comments. Maybe we could start a conversation on like your tips and tricks for and your reviews of all of these different websites that you could use. I know there's a lot more websites out there that you could use, but these were the ones that I've used before or I've heard of. If you've heard of other websites that are reputable, definitely let us know down below in the comments. And guys, stay tuned for part 2 of this series. It's gonna be coming up probably next week or the week after that. I'm not sure. I hope you guys like this video. I'm gonna be spending a lot of time editing it, I know. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up so I know that this is content that you guys enjoy. And also share this with your friends if your friends are also like K-beauty fanatics. And subscribe if you'd like to stay updated with any future videos. I upload Fridays at 9:30 a.m. EST. So do it for your consumerism because I'm gonna help you save money, live better, Walmart. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.